Hi, my loves. Welcome back. I'm Coach Naz, and in today's video, I want to talk about the number one thing that is holding you back from success, from love, from happiness, from joy. This one thing is going to stop you. And this is what I noticed in a lot of my clients, including including myself. And so if you are interested, then please keep on watching. So one of the most, the biggest things that I can't speak English today. Oh my God. One of the biggest thing that I notice with my clients, especially, and people, I'm an observer, so I always observe. I observe myself, I observe people, is that we tend to talk about our problems, right? It's just human nature. We would rather focus on the negative than the positive. We don't wake up and say, oh my God, like I'm so amazing. Life is so beautiful. Like it's not a lot of people are like that. Or you don't call your friend up like, I'm so grateful for today. Like we just aren't built to talk like that. We're more like, oh my God, girl, you won't believe it. Oh my God, that was horrendous. But we always kind of drift off to the story, to the narrative, to validate how we're feeling. And majority of the time we figure out what are the negative emotions. We're not really looking for what are the positive emotions. What am I, grateful for today? That is a practice. It needs to start with you. So that's a whole different story, which I'll get into another video. But talking about our problems over and over again and just thinking that we're venting and venting is going to solve all of our problems is the biggest misconception of them all. And the reason is because the amount of people that I speak to and and actually I would say probably 80% of the people that I speak to have had therapy. And now this again is in no way bashing anybody. This is not making it seem like I'm better than you. Like this has nothing to. I'm just literally just talking what I hear. And for me, I'm a person that likes to find a solution. I want to figure out how do we do this the right way. And that's always, I'm just a curious person. That's just who I am. But one of the things I always hear, like, I've been to therapy. I'm good. And then I'm like, okay, but are you still in the unhealthy, toxic relationship you were in when you were in therapy? Yeah, I'm still in a relationship. And I'm like, okay, so what did you learn? What happened? Like, I just spoke about what happened. And, we just, the therapist just listened. And I'm not saying every therapist is like this, by the way. Oh my God, I'm going to get murdered by all the therapists out in the world. I'm just talking about the person that I was speaking to at that time. And actually not just one, there's a couple, there's more than 10 who tell me this, and by the way, I remember when I was going through my my situation, I went to therapy and I didn't get any help. And this is not, again, to bash therapists, but this is to figure out what can we do in this scenario to figure out, like, what do we need right now? Do we need a coach? Do we need a therapist? Do we need some sort of a, I don't know, some sort of a change in what therapy is for, or like understanding why you're doing therapy. Therapy is not just about venting about a problem, because that is exactly what I felt that I was doing. I was just talking about my problems, la-di-da-di-da, but then I was still stuck. I was still getting a divorce. I was still unhappy. There was no, like, do this, get out of, set your goals, set your intention. Like, I just felt like I was just there. You know what I mean? So, and I know not every therapist is like that. There's a lot of different type of therapies. Let's just get that out there. And what I'm trying to get to is that, talking about a problem and venting about it for a year, 2 years with your friends, coaches, therapists, whatever it is, it's not going to get you to change. It's not going to get you to move. And one thing that I was listening to, Dr. Alok, I need to see it so I don't mess it up. Well, I probably will. Kanogia. Dr. Alok Kanogia. Okay. I was listening to him on a podcast, and like, I knew this already, but like the way he said it, sometimes like when someone says something, you're like, oh, that sounds like that is something that we all need to hear right now. And there's actually other people that have said this as well, is that venting is actually what it does is that it gets rid of your negative emotion. Please listen to this, temporarily. So for the moment you're like, oh, I hate this and this sucks, and it's like, and I'm not talking about daily stuff. I'm just talking about one thing that you're stuck on, whatever, whether it's a toxic person you're with, whatever it is, you're stuck on this one thing and you keep on bitching. Oh, my husband, he's so shitty. It's like you're talking about the same thing over and over again. So again, what it does is it gets rid of the negative emotion temporarily. This is what we're doing these days, is we're trying to find shortcuts. What is that word? I can't remember it now, but shortcuts. I forgot that word. Darn it, I hate when that happens. Anyways, trying to figure out how can we minimize the pain, And so that is one of the biggest things that is holding us back. And one thing that he mentioned is that the primary motivation and drive for change, for getting out of a relationship, is actually a negative emotion. It's a negative feeling that you have inside of you that makes you, that pushes you to create a change of behavior, change of, moving the house or whatever, getting a divorce lawyer, whatever it is. It pushes you in that direction. But when you keep on talking, oh my God, my ex or my boyfriend, my husband, he is so shitty, blah, 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 blah. You literally are just feeling satisfaction for 2 minutes. But then you look back 5 years down the line, you're still where you were 5 years down the line. You didn't make any changes. You didn't leave the relationship. You didn't get a therapist, coach. You didn't do anything about it. So that is one thing that we're really kind of, like, I really wish if that was one thing that I really need you to know today is stop venting about the problem over and over again. Now, again, I'm not saying to suppress your emotions, okay? Because I feel like sometimes you say something and people twist your words. I get all these crazy comments. I'm not saying to suppress your emotions. I'm not saying stop feeling. I'm not saying stop, disconnect with yourself. I'm not saying don't vent. Vent. But know that there needs to be a time limit. I'm going to vent about this for these amount of days. And then you have to figure out an action plan. What are the steps to move to the next part, to your goals, to your purpose, whatever it is. Because I used to do this myself, I was stuck in like a hamster wheel. I was just like, oh my God, like life sucks and this and this and this. But I was just there. I wasn't making any moves. And so, it's like he used a very good example. It's like, let's say you've been cheated on in your marriage. That's a negative emotion that is going to allow you to get out of that marriage, like really fast. It won't be you venting about it to somebody and then suddenly you make a move. It's something that really is like causing you pain, creating a negative emotion that is going to cause you to create change in your life. And I really want us to understand this. And I made some notes and I feel like that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Yeah. No, that was a long pause. But that was, it's the most important thing I feel like we all need to realize within ourselves. So whenever you feel like you are venting and you're talking about the same problem over and over again, this is where, again, I talk about awareness a bazillion times. Become aware of what you're saying. Are you repeating to your friend the same problem that you told her 2 weeks back? Or are you making changes? Are you focusing that negative emotion, that energy that you have onto creating change in your life, finding what is the next move for you? And so if you are somebody that feels stuck and you don't understand like how to get to the next point in your life, you don't understand how to attract love, you're struggling with your mindset, then this is exactly what I teach in the Secure Love Blueprint. I have 2 more spots available. And so if this is something that you really are like, it's like something you can't figure out, because that's literally the only way that coaching works. It's you need to be positive. You need to make sure that you're ready to do this work. And also, not positive, because we all have times where we're negative, but you're an optimist. You know that it's going to work out, right? And also you're not a victim. You're not blaming the world for where you are right now. That's one of the biggest things in coaching. Otherwise, coaching just doesn't work. And so if you are interested, if you feel like you are ready for this transformation, because I work with people who really want to change, I can help you if you can't help yourself. But I really, really like, I'm rooting for every single human being that comes my way and is struggling. I really am rooting for you. And I know that life is a journey and sometimes it takes longer for some of us, right? And that's okay. So if you are interested, my links are all down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.